Hello, everyone. This is Krista Giannak, Wise Words That Matter. And I work with businesses and nonprofits who are frustrated about not getting noticed. And so today we're going to have some fun with creativity and social games. So I want to talk to you about, I want to pose a question and see if people are willing to kind of comment here. So if you had to create or use a slogan that represented your life, what would it be? So if you had to create or use a slogan that represented your life, what would it be? So this is an example of an icebreaker. And a lot of times when I go to networking events, they'll kind of use these fun little icebreakers. So the icebreakers tend to be some kind of fun question like the slogan one, or they tend to be I read another one from this site called The Balance Careers that said, if you woke up tomorrow as an animal, what would it be? So you could answer that question too if you'd like in the comments. That would be fun. So I think for me, what would I wake up, which animal would I be? I think maybe I'd pick an owl because they're supposed to be wise and they have sort of interesting lives as animals go because they have to hunt for their prey. And I think that might be exciting as far as animals go. And as far as slogans, what would I make my slogan? I think I might go for something like, if I was going to use one that's already done, something like, I get back up again and I'm stronger the second time around because I've done a lot of different things. And I keep trying. I make a lot of mistakes. And I learn from my mistakes. And I'm also careful about kind of doing my research. And so another sort of game besides the social, the icebreakers at networking events is the yes and game, which was basically people went around the room. We had to pair up in. So the way it worked is that my partner and I would go back and forth with comments. So I would say something, and then my partner would have to say yes, and they would have to add to that comment. So what makes that fun is that if you go back and forth with enough kind of weird things, you kind of start to add really outlandish stuff, and you can't disagree. You can't say but, you can't say, so you kind of have to say yes and. So it makes it fun because you're kind of like laughing a lot and you have to go back and forth. And another one is the group story. Maybe some of you have done this one where they go around the room and somebody starts the story and you go around the room and everybody has to add a sentence or two to the story. So by the time you get to the end of the story, it really becomes a pretty crazy kind of story. People try to add fun stuff to it, funny stuff. And I found it to be a lot of fun. And one time I played a role-playing game called Fiasco, which is a game where you have ready-made characters, ready-made situations. And so the game prompts you. And so you've got cards, you've got dice, and in general, it's all about heists and shenanigans gone wrong. So you have some prompts to kind of guide you along the way so that you don't have to start from scratch and write a brand new story if that's not what you're into. And so the whole point of this game is that you end up having a lot of fun because you, again, go back and forth. You have to create and resolve your own conflicts based on the prompts that they use. When I played this game, we used high school drama as an example. And that was a lot of fun because we got to make fun of high school drama and we got to sort of go back to that time in our lives and goof on it. So another game that I played is called Black Box. And so Black Box is a really innovative game for iOS. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on Android, for those of you who might want to play it. And so you fiddle with your phone to solve the puzzles. You toggle switches, you tweak settings, you change the location or the lighting in your room or your movement or whatever you do all of these different things to try to creatively solve the puzzles. So the idea is being flexible and creative as you respond to the various types of clues. So like, here's one clue that they gave me, which was different lengths of sun rays. So like, you're thinking, well, gosh, what the heck does that mean? And I'm not going to spoil it on here, but people can certainly write in the comments about what they think maybe you have to do with your phone. And I can tell you privately whether you're right or wrong, or, you know, but you have to manipulate your phone and change the settings and do all of these different things to be able to play this black box puzzles game. And it's called Black Box because you don't actually know what you have to do, and you only get clues and hints, and you can purchase more hints too. So it's all about connecting unrelated things and also sharing challenges with others. So sometimes if I've gotten stumped on a challenge, I've put it out there to other people, to friends, even if they didn't give me the answer, which they usually didn't, just by thinking out loud about the problem or the challenge allowed me to come up with the answer. Doesn't always work, but it's a way of getting ideas. I find that a lot of ideas come through conversation, and that's also a lot of times how it works with my copywriting clients. That when we're talking, when we're going back and forth, when they're sharing their stories with me, when I'm asking questions, following up, those are all ways for me to get information. And those are all ways for me to get ideas. So if you're interested in brainstorming with someone, if you're interested in learning something about the brainstorming process, if you're interested in learning about what makes a story newsworthy, you can join me on my webinar, which is called Get Noticed Now. And my next date is October the 5th. And I also have one on October the 31st as well. So I'll put the link here in the comments. And I'll also put my blog in the comments as well, in case you wanted to take a look at that. So thanks so much. And I hope that you will all comment and have some fun stuff to add to this, and maybe some slogans and some other games, maybe some icebreakers that your groups have done would be fun to hear about. So thanks everyone, and stay tuned next Wednesday, 3 p.m., where I'll be doing another Facebook Live.